Hello, everybody. Welcome to another crazy episode of the season of AI 2.0. Today, we are having Rajendra Ongole with us, and he'll be teaching you today. So, over to you, Rajendra. The stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dhruv. First of all, I would like to thank Season of AI 2.0 for giving this opportunity. And today we are going to discuss about Microsoft Copilot Studio fundamentals. So I will give you like very simple English where we can try to do these activities, how we are going to create this Copilot Studio in the web portal, by using this Copilot Studio fundamental. Before moving on to this details as well as the agenda, I'd just like to give brief about myself. I'm Rajendra. I'm a BA lead engineer at Bosch Group, and I'm a super user at the Fabric community and 4 times certified as a Microsoft certified trainer, where I can give the sessions trainings and so on, mentorship and so on. Totally, I have 13 years of experience working with Microsoft Tech Stack, so which has been included with starting my journey with SSIS, and then I have moved currently with the Microsoft Fabric, and now recently I started exploring and Copilot Studio as per my project related part. And if you want to get in touch with me, on the right hand side, you can find my social networking handles like my email ID and LinkedIn and Twitter and the data analytics book, where I can share my knowledge via this blogs creation, on the trending technologies with Microsoft and new features and functionalities, which has been regular updates from Microsoft, which has been released. Fine, we'll jump onto this content, Microsoft Copilot Studio fundamentals. Just try to give an overview of Copilot Studio, and here Copilot. So previously we are calling it as a Copilot. Now the name has been converted as an create an agent. How we are going to get create an agent, and Microsoft Copilot Studio, how the interface, the front end face of once you can get started on this Copilot Studio, how it looks like what are the key functionalities that we have to take care, and what are the key, important functionalities that are going to available there. And we were going to discuss about agent creation using conversational builder, like there is a backend conversational booster is there. So how we are going to configure this conversational builder, we are going to discuss about it. And the generative A answers are AI. So we are already aware of it, current trending technologies. Where we will try to work on chart GPTs, and where we will try to have some generative A based engines which has going to run. So we are going to discuss that part also, how we are going to pass the knowledge transfer to our Copilot Studio. And finally, I will showcase you the deployment pipeline. So how we are going to deploy once we design this Copilot Studio agent, how we are going to deploy into the public environments, like example, Microsoft Teams or web portal, internal web portal, or SharePoint links. So this is about overview of Copilot Studio. So as I said, it's completely low code tool. Microsoft Copilot Studio is a completely low code tool where you can see minimal add of adding some code, or else maybe if we want to add some formula based, so we can see these kind of methodologies once we can get started with the Microsoft Copilot Studio. And we are going to call it as an agent, so where with this larger larger language models as well as natural language understanding, we are going to work it on as per the source backend, how this, whenever if you can type in our organizations too, we will get some kind of a notifications like a bot. So we have to pass the knowledge transfer to the agent, so which we are calling it as a Copilot Studio. So how it is going to handle the larger request, the information that we are going to provide, and also how, what are the ways to engage this customer or else employee related across the websites, internal websites, or maybe if it is configured with our Microsoft Teams. So sometimes we will get notifications alert mechanism via Microsoft Teams also. So how this bot will be get supported, these things we are going to discuss on Copilot Studio or agent, and which industries it is going to use it. So if you can observe on the industry part as well as the department segregation, so it has been involved or else incorporated any kind of an industry, like it is a travel related for booking tickets for maybe if I want to book some ticket from one place to another, it will be get involved. And maybe if you are working on the professional related services like a lead generation or as a getting the code information, it will be get involved. Even the public sector and as well as a government related, so this copilot has been get involved. So on the right left hand side you can see the different industries where we can try to get it configure the retail or else a healthcare sector. Like maybe example, I want to submit a claims related, I'm going to showcase you an example. So how we are going to create this um, customer services, Contoso customer services related activity. So we will get some idea about it. So it has been involved this copilot on all the sectors which has been represented in the left hand side departments. So here if you're observing department part internally, so customer services, like maybe if you want to raise a support ticket regarding to my funds or else maybe I want to describe some issues, you will see some notification alert mechanism and the individual department wise also. Like example financial, if you can see, maybe I want to get it update my payroll with proper income tax or else a related filling, like currently everyone is doing. So how we are going to get it update these income tax related or else information related to this budget allocations and so on. So all the sectors you can see HR department and IT's operations internally and the sales and marketing organizations to where this particular copilot has been integrated. So we can see some responses automatically. We have to tune it, and as per the responses based, we have to represent the expected output or as generative AIs. See here, as simple as easy to create it as an agent or copilot. So previously we are calling it as a new copilot. The name has been get converted as an agent now. So agent copilot. So once you open your copilotstudio.microsoft.com, I'm going to showcase to you and give the link also in the chat if required. So you can see here is as simple as easy to create new copilot studio or like agent creation. Once you can see on the left hand side create option, we can see by default as an agent. So creation of the agent. So backend, it has to work on the different functionalities like a knowledge sharing or else analysis, maybe if you want to showcase some analytics related activities like what is the conversational booster and so on, we can try to work it on this copilot studio or agent. It's as simple as easy to enable or else open this wizard, the copilot studio wizard. So whether maybe I want to give a proper naming conventions to my agent, so we can do that activities too. So once you can define this copilot, so we can rename it, instead of calling it as an agent, we can rename it as per our requirements too. And backend functionality, as I mentioned already, it works on the conversations as well as some knowledge sharing has to be get required. Otherwise, so by default, it's going to take some knowledge based has been get activated. So as I said, there's a low code platform. So by default, it has been enabled. Maybe I want to tune this my copilot or agent with some particular link or particular PDF kind of approaches, knowledge sharing. In such a scenario as well, we can try to integrate, we can load based on our Copilot Studio or agent. See here, how we are going to create or configure this agent. It's as simple as easy. So as I mentioned, as I said, I just given the naming convention as Contoso Customer Services, so which is the agent name, Copilot agent name. And even we can try to give the icon also. So for this particular process, maybe I want to dedicatedly I want to represent some icon, means we can represent the icon. So few things, whenever if you are creating some copilot, these are the description and instructions should be mandatory. We have to provide some instructions to the agent. So what are on what topic we are going to work it on, or else creating this copilot description is a mandatory, and instructions. So and what type of mechanism or else and which configurations we are trying to. So here I'm using the customer services, so I want to pass the instructions related to the customer services related activities too. And here language, by default it will be get supported with English language. Maybe if you want to get it configure one more language, we can get it configured too. Like maybe I am working in a German based company, I want to get it configured first language is in English and second language is Germany. So I want to get it configured this second language is in Germany as well. I will showcase you how we are going to configure and what are the languages part. So where we are going to configure these languages to. So but Here, whenever if you are trying to create a copilot studio, these are very very important, so which we can see it as in passing of the copilot name, agent name, customer services, and the language configuration is mandatory. So here, whenever if you can get create an agent, you can see a list of agents there. So once example, I have created agent or copilot, so we are calling it as an agent now nowadays. So previous this slide is previous, so which we can see it as a copilot is the naming standard. So these are the list of copilots which has been get created, like a contest services, natural language copilot. I mean, maybe I'm working on the real estate global real estate projects, so real estate project copilot, and the weather related, maybe MSN related, overall global weather. So if you want to get it configure, you can see on the copilot part. If you want to get it open the copilot or agent, and even it will be get supported within share or deleting. Maybe if you want to get it deleted, the usage of this copilot means we can delete the copilot agent too. And I want to reuse the existing copilot for new projects or else something, we can export it, and also we can try to build it this particular copilot on different new applications too. I will showcase you how it will be get derived or else where we are going to configure in the once I will get started my demo. See here, once you open the Copilot Studio, above some of the important components are which we need to understand. Overview page, which it will be get describes your Copilot or agent name, and as I mentioned, description and instructions. Maybe if you want to get it create some copilot, so complete overview page, it will give a summary of your agent or copilot. So whether it is published or knowledge transfer is there, these are all information will be get enabled. Coming to the knowledge sharing, so I want to build my copilot based on Copilot Studio documentation. So backend Copilot documentation, so you can try to incorporate. I want to train my Copilot based on this knowledge sharing, that is Copilot documentation. And I'm going to ask the questions also related to knowledge based, related to Copilot documentation. Because particularly this particular Copilot information, I want to represent within knowledge, that is Copilot documentation there. Like that, we can have an option to specific topic. If you want to get it train your Copilot, we can also represent the conversational path. And also maybe I want to work within specific, or my agent I want to respond in specific scenario, like example, what are the case studies of my Copilot Studio or agent. So I want to specifically define my Copilot Studio. I can also train my Copilot Studio with the help of topic and actions. I want to integrate my current or created Copilot with another, like a Power Automate tool, where I want to pass my data flows, and as well as I want to train as well as in my Copilot, and I want to execute my scheduling configurations and all via Power Automate as well. And analytics, so maybe I want to see the complete analysis based on how many times I have configured, like a usage part, whether how many members are using my Copilot, and I want to see the complete statistics of my usage of my Copilot. In such scenario, we can try to view like a billing. These are all has been getting involved. So first, anyway, I'm going to showcase you the trial versions of how this Copilot will work, and also the satisfaction rate as per the feedbacks received from the customer. So we can try to see the complete analytics in the analytics pane, so which you can see in the top analytics view. Sometimes if you want to get it integrate with your Copilot or agent in external tools, like example as I said, MS Teams, or maybe I want to get it integrate with the SharePoint page, or I want to get it integrate this particular agent on my internal web services. I can also create an channels, so I can see the list of channels there which are supporting to your Copilot Studio. And one more important thing, whenever you can get start with this Copilot Studio, if you're observing, knowledge has to be get it enabled. So you can see the enablement of knowledge. So basic knowledge transfer has to be there, so that whenever if you are trying to type some information related to the Copilot, it will get answered as without documentation or else without proper links. It will also get it answered with some information related to the Copilot. It's almost as same as how we will try to work it on the generative AI and chat GPT part. So either you can add the data files or some external resources like web links, or maybe I can try to import one of the PDF file to train my Copilot Studio, like a documentation. As I said, analytics pane. So these are the information like a total number of sessions or engagement of your Copilot Studio, and even the resolution rate and escalations part. As I mentioned, the customer feedback or satisfaction rate. These are all statistics or analysis will be get available. Suppose I have created right away one of the Copilot Studio. I want to view it. So instantly, you cannot see the analytics pane with these kind of an information or these kind of an images. Either it's a summary page or customer satisfaction, session building, or boost conversation. So initially, once you can get created your analytics page or else this particular Copilot Studio, at the single session it will not work out. So maybe we have to wait for some time as per the sharing of your Copilot to your colleagues or else team members. See here, as I mentioned, whenever if you want to get started with this agent or Copilot creation, so we have to provide these details, like as I highlighted there, description and instructions too. And anyway, knowledge is by default it is enabled, and actions as well. So maybe if you want to configure with proper actions as per my engage, I mean like Copilot natural as I said, right, natural language understanding, I want to provide some details about a particular page or else this particular contest or service customer services. In such scenario as well, we have to get it enable this action functionality. So how we are going to get it configure, so what are the ways once you can open your Copilot Studio, I'm going to showcase them right now. So here if you're observing the generative answers, so what is this generative answers or else knowledge sharing? As I said, I'm going to incorporate learn.microsoft.com, which is a Copilot Studio base link, public link. I'm going to incorporate into my created Copilot Studio. So based on that, I'm going to ask you what are the new features or functionalities in my Copilot Studio. So it will be get responded with the new functionalities and features. And also, as I said, I'm going to incorporate in my add knowledge part, like one of the PDF file, like which is related to the workshop of my Copilot Studio. It will be get derived. I will ask you questions like what are the new case studies or case studies that has been make it use with my Copilot Studio. So it will be get derived some information, and we can try to add or else we can see the these complete analysis or complete case study of your Copilot Studio too. So little bit low code or some of the formula functionality is required, so where we are going to get it added. So whenever if you start working on the generative answers part, you can see the conversational boosters there. We need to add some coding. Maybe I want to train my Copilot Studio with hi how are you or else hi how are you doing. So these kind of a configurations we can try to configure here in the conversational booster too. So example, as I mentioned, what's new in the Copilot Studio? So if you can try to ask this question, once I have uploaded my knowledge documentation, it will be get responded like what are the new features has been incorporated in your Copilot Studio. Currently, as a part of our learning part, we can try to make use of a trial license, so which we can work with a trial account, and then I will tell you maybe if time permits the licensing part also, where we are going to get it enrolled as a building part. See here, as I said, one of the PDF, Microsoft Copilot Studio workshop. I'm going to upload it, and here I'm going to try or else I'm going to ask my knowledge functionality functions. So what are the new case studies or else the use cases to build my Copilot today? So it will be get responded various case studies that we can try to get it incorporated with our Copilot Studio too. So let's jump into this demo part. And deployment is as simple as easy, so I can showcase you how we are going to deploy once we can create the Copilot Studio or agent. See here, see here, This is the front end screen. So we have to type copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Copilotstudio.microsoft.com is the link. So where we can try to get it configure or else connected. Copilotstudio.microsoft.com. This is the first link. So where we can try to get it enable, and we can also see the list of previously created Copilot information. Once you can navigate to the agent part. And currently, as I said, it's completely free. A trial account which I have been enabled. So you can see the environmental part also in the top part. In the top part, you can see this is my current environment. N1 or 3 is my domain. This is the front end screen, Copilot Studio. And the left hand side home button, and I want to get it created with new Copilot or agents which have been already created. You can see that complete statistics or information, and the libraries too. So maybe I want to get it utilize the existing libraries like a Salesforce, Dropbox related, and a Desk 365, ServiceNow, and so on. We can try to get it configured with this libraries functionalities too, like custom functionalities. Fine. So how we are going to get created this Copilot Studio? So we have to select create. Previously, the name was Copilot, new Copilot, and the name has been converted or changed recently from Microsoft. That is, we are calling it as a new agent. Click on this, select it, and here, as I said, here we need to provide the naming style, like what agent you want to get it created, agent name, and maybe I want to add some icon. I can able to get it added, and as description instructions too. So this is front end page. So for the each and every agent, currently I haven't given the proper naming convention to my agent one Copilot, so it is calling it as an agent one only. So here this is important. Currently knowledge I haven't get it enabled or else a configure. So we want to train or else we want to navigate with a particular file or else a resources with your agent configuration. So we can enable it, add knowledge sharing too, like based on that the responses from the Copilot Studio will be get started. I haven't created the agent, so let's try to give some naming convention like uh, Copilot Service Center. This is the naming convention. I'm just giving the, and maybe if you want to add some icon means we can add it. So as I said, here the description is required and as well as the instruction. So what basis or else what are the instructions that you want to pass to your agent or Copilot. So these are mandatory. So I'll just try to add instructions like I have added here some time back. So I want to create an agent for a topics related to, as I said, natural language understanding for my Copilot Studio. I want to describe with 20 words or less with the bullet points. So that is an instructions I want to incorporate. And description, I want to get it created with natural language agent for my Copilot, demonstrating this info. I'll just try to add this. If you have any queries or concerns, raise it so that I can take your queries at the end. See here, I will configure the knowledge in the next screen. First of all, let's try to create it as simple as using create it. And the Copilot name I have provided as a Copilot Studio service, customer service as a service center. It will take some time as per the network and bandwidth. So whenever you can get created this Copilot agent, you can see the stats or else information here, Copilot Service Center. Once you can get created, you can see on the agent part, this is the just now created Copilot Studio agent. Fine. See here, if you want to get it tested with some textual information or else a data, you can see the information here. So currently I haven't incorporated any of the knowledge based document or file. So I can also pass some information. So like what's new in Copilot without passing the documentation studio. And also example, currently I have created the Copilot Studio with this particular info, right? Description as well as the instructions. Suppose if you ask a different question, like example, I want to see the weather. In such a scenario, it will throw instant responses like it's not a valid question. So this kind of an I mean Copilot training also will be there, where we can see the instant responses with it's not a right questionnaire. So as I mentioned, the description and instructions, so where we are going to get it enable the knowledge. So here knowledge is enabled by default base knowledge. So still I want to get it improved with some documentation or some functionalities. I can also get it configured with the knowledge based functionalities and configurations too. Actions, either you can add it from here, or you can see the top part, the Copilot Service Center overview, which we are going to see the complete summary of this page of your Copilot Studio agent. Knowledge, so the same configuration. I can add it from here or from here to whenever if I'm selecting. I can also pass my knowledge sharing from here to. Like example, as I said, public website. So I'll just try to pass my Copilot Studio learning documentation, public website. See here, I want to add this public website. Click on this, confirm, add it. See this, it's ready, and this public website has been passed. Now you can ask as per the news, like what are the updates or else what are the new functionalities in Copilot Studio 2. So it will try to scan the complete documentation. It will try to provide, I mean, documentation here, Copilot Studio. It will try to give the details of new functionalities and features too. Like example, what's new in Copilot. Previously, if you're observing the same question, it's giving the overall summary. Like these are the latest topics or functionality. Now, currently, I have uploaded a specific document, that is Copilot Studio documentation. Now I'm going to ask you this question. See here. So backend, it has been surfaced with Azure OpenAI. You can see these are the new functionalities. So previously, the answer, if you're observing, all the details like enhanced course suggestion, multi-language support, larger models like integrating debugging tools and so on. But here, after uploading your specific documentation related to the Copilot Studio, you can see the summary. So centralized control for managing Copilot agent, integrated solution explorer, so with multiple source systems, and ability to create the reusable components. So I can try to reuse my Copilot for new projects as well. And this model has been built based on GPT 4.0. And the improvements, so you can also navigate it, and we can see the analysis too. So see here, you can see here, it will be redirected to the particular link, this particular orchestron link, Copilot Studio New. So in this way, after providing the details information, it will be get trained, and we can navigate to the specific I mean like a specific links as well. So as I said, so how we are going to navigate to a topic. So see here, by default these are the phrases like greetings, like maybe I want to train my Copilot with hi, how are you, I want to train it. So in such a scenario, once the conversation has been ended, goodbye, or else maybe we can train these configurations too. So custom, there are two types, custom as well as the system generated. Custom is these are the topics, these are the phrases, and the system generated, this is important. So if you're observing conversational start, so I want to get started with some conversation like hi bot, how are you, or else something, I want these details. So in such a scenario, you can also configure here, like details part, you can configure it. Okay, you can see the flow, how it will be get navigated. Or maybe I want to train with some details to my source, I can also generate some answers, like how we're, let me showcase you one example. So see here, one other bot, contest services. So hi bot, so automatically I will get these responses from them, like a high contest service. It's a virtual agent, it isn't. So what is required from your end, so what are the duration or else what knowledge you want to specifically ask. So these details will be get incorporated in this conversational bot. And as I mentioned, it is a low code platform. So currently the Copilot functionality is not enabled for me. It's some cost is get involved. So I want to train in the sense, in such a scenario, I can try to train here. Like I can try to enable or else edit it. I can also try and with some configurations and links as well. So see here in this way. Okay, fine. So see here, actions as I said, if you want to get it incorporated with some power automate or power platforms, we can try to get it incorporate these scheduling jobs in actions part. And here coming to the activities, so currently there is no activities based on AI based, so which has been incorporated as loaded with some file. uh, Currently as I said, analytics pane, this is going to be a blank, like a total number of sessions, views part, because just now I have created, you cannot see any stats or total number of sessions or engagement satisfaction rate on this analytics. Suppose I have created some agents previously. Let me showcase you. Contest service center. So once it will be get created and we can provide an access to some users, you can see the complete analysis, total number of sessions which has been executed, engagement part and satisfaction rate with complete stats and analysis. So how much effective it is, so whether it is used or is not used, what is the engagement part, complete details we can view it by using this analytics pane. So you can see it here. Currently this knowledge source is a preview feature, so total number of use case as well as error rate. So maybe going forward we are going to see this is going to be a general availability from Microsoft. And here currently this is an uh, line chart, area chart. Maybe I want to get it convert or else change it to some different charts. We can change it from one to another, area chart to the bar chart too. Last one you can see here, channels. I want to get it integrate this contest or else our created file. I mean like agent. In such a scenario, these are the externals or channels that will be get integrated. So I'm going to showcase you an example with how we are going to configure with the Microsoft team and what type of questionnaires also we are going to ask in the Microsoft teams. How, so once it is configured, how it looks like. Let me navigate to our created agent. So see here, knowledge. Let me add one more. Like this time I'm going to drag and drop uh, Copilot Studio workshop. So I want to ask some questionnaires. What are the use case related by using this Copilot Studio? So I'm trying to incorporate this particular PDF file, add it. At this time I'm adding a file. Previously I have added the link and I have seen the response, how the question is after the question is, what type of a responses as per the new functionalities and features from Copilot Studio. This time I have added one of the PDF file. PDF is still loading. You can see the refresh, last refreshed. Maybe if you are configured with your uh, databases like a dataverse files, dataverse tables, and if you want to see the latest web links like your internal portals, we can also see the last refresh when it has been last refreshed. And here some of the important functionalities before publishing this report, I mean this particular Copilot Studio or agent, you can also test it with some interface. Like on the right hand side you can see test your agent, so you can test it before publishing, and once it is working as expected, then we can configure with your MS Teams or some other internal portals too. Sorry. Fine, let me refresh it. I'll just try to ask what are the new case studies or examples of case studies. One more question. Yeah. So see here. It will take some time as per the response, as I said, bandwidth as well as a network. So these are the case studies. So as per upload of this documentation PDF, so these are the case studies as a references, like personal response for the user teams, answering questions for the general knowledge, and inspiring some of the use cases and study. So maybe if you want to redirect and if you want to see this particular agent, how it will work, we can also navigate it and we can see the complete stats too. Fine. See here, I'll just try to showcase a few more important functionalities. So whenever if you can click on this agent, let's see here, please observe settings. So by default, generative AI part, this is a complete details of your Copilot agent. So you can either upload your image or maybe you want to change it, the naming convention of an agent, you can change it. And this is generative AI is based on the classic and another advanced AI. So generative AI is there. So currently it is in preview feature. And here we can also configure with a low, more creative, medium, more balanced, high precise. So currently by default it is configured with high, more precise of my information. So which I'm going to incorporate and pass to my agent. So next part is the security. So as I said, if you want to share this particular Copilot agent to the other users, or else if you want to share it with your colleagues, internal teams, we can also authenticate it with the proper credentials. We can add the user details, and we can also share this link with our team members. By default, canvas, so by default the current canvas of agent is optimized, and we can also see the how we can going to improve the performance as per the usability part as well. And the threshold which you can also configure, by default it is 30, so auto threshold is there. So minimum number of nodes as per the execution, or else as per the once you pass the query, how much duration seconds wise it will be get incorporated, the answer will be get incorporated. Entities, which is nothing but the tables. So by default some of the tables will be get added. You can see in the some other tables like age, boolean, city, colors, and so on. Maybe I want to specifically on a particular table I want to get it configured. You can also add entities as well. Entities, add an entity, and then we can configure with some tables, like by connecting to the dataverse tables, or maybe if you want to get it connected to the Azure SQL databases too. Skill, if you want to get it added with some skills, I haven't added it, so you can add some skill set based on this particular agent. So on what basis you want to get it configured with, like auto responses, or else maybe I want to get it configured sending an email to my agent. So once it is getting configured, we can also add or pass your skill set mechanism. Voices by default is disabled, so you can also speak voice based, like instead of writing or else typing the questionnaires, we can also based on voice enablement, we can enable it. We can also ask the questions directly to your agent. This is important. You can see here language. Currently it is configured with, by default it is in English, so maybe I want to add secondary language, German. You can configure like this, so I can ask the questions, because I'm working in the German based, so I can ask the questions, or else maybe I want to train this model with German based questions, so I can add secondary language too. Like that you can add multiple languages as per the support, or else as per the agent. So on what basis it is going to ask, I mean like a questionnaires, and we can add the number of languages here. So these are the very important functionalities and configurations where we will try to perform in the settings level. Fine. So see here how we are going to publish your agent. Few minutes, and then I will take if you have any queries as well. So see this. It's as simple as easy. If you want to get it published to your Copilot Service Center, you can publish it. Click on this publish. It will take some time. Publish. So where we are publishing this particular agent. So as I said, currently the development activities has been done, and I have tested with some of the testing functionalities on the right hand side by using the test viewer agent. Now this agent is I want to publish and I want to give an access to some users. In such a scenario, you can publish this agent. Also we can see the complete responses where you are going to get it configured on the external channels too. Yeah, it's completed. Your agent has been published, so fine. Any questions up to this part? Drew, any questions in the chat or else something? Fine. Yeah. So see here, once you published, now I want to get it incorporate with my one of the external channels like Microsoft Teams, this particular Copilot Studio. Navigate to the channels, click on the MS Teams, Microsoft Teams, turn on the Teams, this particular Copilot boot. It will take some time to get add this Copilot Studio into your uh, I mean, already I have opened my Copilot. You can see here. So it will take some time. So Copilot Service Agent. So edit. Still, if you want to do some modifications, no, I want to get it configured and I want to see my agent in my MS Teams, Microsoft Teams. Open the agent here. Click on this agent. Open. It will take some time. So see here, Copilot Service Center, powered by Power Virtual Agent. So I have incorporated with some description, some instructions to this. Add it, add to my Teams, so that I can ask the questionnaires. I can ask the questionnaires and the output. I mean the responses. I'm going to get it as per the documents or else a knowledge that I have been incorporated. Open. See here. Share some Pilot Studio, new features. See here, these are the new features: adaptive cards, image and enablement of image and videos, quick replies, function effects, power effects integrated with the formula bar. So as I said, basic code should be required, like whatever you are working on. Maybe if you're coming into background of Power Apps, basic coding is required. Low code platform, basic code in the sense some functions and formulas related only, and event driven and multiple nodes. And even if you want to navigate to the topic, like navigating to the particular web link, we can navigate it from this. So based on this particular PDF file which has been added, so the output will be get responded in this way. Fine. Any questions up to this part? So these are the configurations which we will try to do it whenever the fundamentals part. So it's as simple as easy. And if you want to try with late, I mean like a trial versions, or else maybe if you want to get it configure, you can make use of it. Okay, like 60 days they're providing the trial license, copilotstudio.microsoft.com. So once you can enable, so even the Microsoft Ignite is providing some of the documentation as well as exercises, so you can plan it and you can try to make use of this functionalities from the Copilot Studio. Fine. And thank you. And if you have any queries related to the topic, please post it in the chat box so that I can respond it. Hope you like it. Dhruv, you there? Dhruv, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Are you done with the session?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. The session
yeah.
has been recorded perfectly. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing this for us.
Yeah,
I'm just ending the stream right now.